Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to sync your Salesforce contacts directly into Contactzilla and keep them automatically up to date. Before you begin, you'll need to install the Contactzilla Salesforce connector into your Salesforce account, and this is a one-time setup that enables secure syncing between the two systems. You can install it using the official link which is included in this video description. So I'm going to do that now. I'm logged into my Salesforce account and I've clicked the installation link, and with install for admins only selected, I'm going to tick the confirmation box and hit install. And the installation goes ahead and we get some confirmation, and you can hit done, and that will now show up as an installed package in Salesforce. Once that's done, head back over to your Contactzilla dashboard and we'll create a new address book. This will be the destination for your Salesforce contacts. So I'm going to name it Salesforce Contacts. Of course, you can name it whatever makes sense for you. We now go to the import section on the left, click on Salesforce, and then the Add Import button. So I can see the Salesforce connector in the first drop-down, and under the second drop-down, we can now choose Add New Connection, which allows you to connect your Salesforce account by logging in here. Next, a permission window appears where you'll need to allow Contactzilla access, and after authorization, your Salesforce connection will appear in the second drop-down menu, and we can hit continue. Next, choose how often you want Contactzilla to sync with Salesforce. To start with, we recommend setting this to manual, and then you can always change this frequency later. There's also an option to run the sync immediately after setup, so tick that box to synchronize as soon as we finish setting up, and we can hit continue. Contactzilla connects to Salesforce using a secure connector and pulls your contact data into a CSV format. When it's done that, we'll move on to mapping, but in the meantime, we can leave this running in the background and quickly take a look at something worth knowing: the OpenID connectors area inside your team settings. So I'm just coming over to team settings here, and then the OIDC tab at the top. And at the time of recording, you'll see just the Salesforce connector here, but this list is set to grow over time as we add more supported platforms, so watch this space. If there's a system you'd love to connect to Contactzilla, feel free to get in touch. We're always keen to hear what would help. In some cases, advanced users or IT admins can also set up their own custom connectors for their own tools. There's also a View Connections section that shows any accounts you've linked. If you're doing this for the first time, this will be empty, but once a connection is in place, you can come back here to review or remove it later. It's a useful area for managing which services are plugged into your address books. So let's go back to our current Salesforce import, and you can see that the status has been updated to requires mapping. Now you'll map Salesforce fields to Contactzilla fields. This first one that comes in from Salesforce, which is a Salesforce ID, is a very important one. You're going to map this to a custom unique field in Contactzilla, and then feel free to label it Salesforce ID or SFID, whatever makes sense, and then add it. This ensures that future updates in Salesforce find the exact record in Contactzilla and update the correct contacts. You can also map fields like name, email address, phone, etc., and skip anything that you don't need by choosing ignore. I'm just going to fast forward through this. So down at the bottom here, if you'd like Contactzilla to remove contacts when they're deleted in Salesforce, enable deletion handling and select the Is Deleted field. This is the field Salesforce uses to flag a contact as deleted. And when this option is enabled, Contactzilla will detect those deletions and remove the corresponding contacts from your address book. If you leave it off, deleted contacts will remain in Contactzilla. You can see that Is Deleted is in our field list, and we can just ignore that field. We don't need to map it to anything. So now we hit continue, and next we choose how Contactzilla should handle duplicates. So skip. This option will ignore any incoming contacts that already exist in Contactzilla. So if, for example, a contact's email address has changed in Salesforce, that change won't come through. Replace. This will overwrite the entire contact record in Contactzilla with the one coming from Salesforce, except for labels, which are preserved. It's the best option if you want Salesforce to remain your single source of truth. And then merge. This adds any new information from Salesforce to what's already in Contactzilla. So if a contact in Salesforce has an extra phone number or email, it will be added rather than replacing what's there. So we click Continue to begin the import. And this import process will repeat at the frequency you initially set. So every 4 hours, 8 hours, for example. In this case, I've set it to manual only. Once finished, you can view some details about the import. So I've got 202 imported contacts, 205 was skipped. It has replaced 10 contacts after picking replace as my duplication method, and it has failed 2. So I can download the CSV and see exactly what's happened here. I've just opened the downloaded CSV, and if I scroll all the way to the right, I can see that the 2 errors were invalid email addresses, and these contacts were skipped because they were marked as deleted in Salesforce, confirming that Contactzilla is correctly respecting deletion flags and avoiding anything that's been removed on the Salesforce side. So now we are inside the new Salesforce address book, and here are the imported contacts. We can always go back to manage our Salesforce imports. We can edit the sync settings. We can trigger a manual synchronization here and now. And we can look at some details for the import we've just completed, such as the file size, status. We can download the CSV that I showed you from here also. And that's it. Your Salesforce contacts are now syncing with Contactzilla, and any changes you make will stay in sync across all your connected devices. If you run into any issues, just reach out. We're here to help.